Can a pending transaction be canceled or stopped before it is processed?
Hello everyone. Today, we're tackling a common question in the world of banking and transactions. Can a pending transaction be canceled or stopped before it is processed? By the end of this video, you should have a clear understanding of what a pending transaction is, how it works, and whether or not you can stop it mid-process.
What is a pending transaction?
A pending transaction, also known as an authorization hold, is a transaction that your bank has approved but has not yet fully processed. This transaction could be a payment you've made with your debit or credit card, or a deposit you've received. The key point to remember here is that the transaction is approved but not yet finalized.
Can you cancel a pending transaction?
Now, on to the main question. Can you cancel a pending transaction? The answer can be a bit complex as it depends on the type of transaction and the policies of your specific bank. In general, for most banks and credit card companies, you cannot directly cancel a pending transaction. Once an authorization is given, it's typically on its way to be processed. However, there are some indirect ways you could attempt to cancel or stop a pending transaction. 1. Contact the merchant. If the transaction is a purchase, you can contact the merchant and ask them to void the transaction. If they agree, they can send a void notification to your bank, which usually results in the cancellation of the transaction. 2. Dispute the transaction. If the merchant is incooperative or if the transaction is fraudulent, you can contact your bank and initiate a dispute. The bank will then investigate the transaction and may cancel it if your claim is justified. Remember, these methods aren't guaranteed to stop a transaction from processing, but they can sometimes work.
What happens after a transaction is processed?
If you're unable to cancel the transaction and it goes through, it becomes a posted transaction. At this point, the transaction has been finalized and typically cannot be canceled. However, you can still dispute the transaction if you believe it is incorrect or fraudulent. It's essential to regularly check your bank statements and immediately report any transactions that you don't recognize. So there you have it. While it's usually not possible to cancel a pending transaction directly through your bank, you might have some success by contacting the merchant or disputing the transaction with your bank. Remember to keep a close eye on your accounts and reach out to your bank or the merchant as soon as you notice anything amiss. Stay safe and happy banking!